everybody, Leumeria Kumara here. Hey, listen, I hope everybody's staying safe and healthy in these turbulent times. This is a crazy, crazy time that we're living in. It feels like we're living in an alternate universe somewhere. Actually, we are living in an alternate universe somewhere. This is not the same world that we were living in even a month ago or 2 months ago. So I'm here today to give you some tips on how to stay healthy, how to get healthy, how to stay healthy, and how to navigate these turbulent times that we're living in. So today I'm wearing my body and soul apron because what I want to talk about is more of a holistic regimen, mind, body, and spirit, because we have to take care of all of ourselves, not just the outside and not just the physical body, but we need to take care of the emotional body. We need to take care of the spirit, nurture the spirit. So the first thing I want to talk about is the immune system, because this is what's under attack right now. And if we don't have a strong immune system, then we're susceptible to disease. So how do we get a strong immune system? Nutrients. We have to eat healthy. We have to eat foods that are high in nutrition, or nutritionally dense foods, we call those. So some suggestions for boosting the immune system is reducing the things that cause mucus, because mucus lives in the lungs and the respiratory system, and this virus attacks the respiratory system. So if you have a lot of mucus in your system, that's not good for you. You got to eliminate that mucus. So the first step in eliminating mucus is find out what you're eating that might be mucus causing. So if you have a high meat consumption, reduce that. If you have high dairy consumption, reduce that. If you eat a lot of processed foods, reduce that, or try to eliminate that. Now the grocery store experience these days is very strange. And you go in the grocery store and you might have to stand in line to get in, and then once you get in, there may not be things on the shelves like canned foods and cleaning products that you might need may not be so readily available. But the one thing that is absolutely readily available, fully stocked, is the produce section. And that is the place where you should be hanging out at every time you go to the grocery store, because that is where your nutrient dense foods are. So celery is one herb that is really, really good for the immune system. And you can buy it organic. That is the best way. Anytime you can buy it organic, definitely buy it organic. Celery juice, if you have a juicer, you can make celery juice. That is a very potent immune system booster. So if you have a juicer, every morning, celery juice. If you don't have a juicer, you can chop up celery and you can put it in dishes and just consume it on a regular basis. But I would recommend that you invest in a juicer. This is an absolutely good time to invest in the things that are essential. And a juicer really is one of those essential things that you should have. I'm going to talk about some other essential things that you need to have in your arsenal of equipment in your kitchen. But a juicer is a must. If you have a juicer, you can juice green things like kale and parsley. You can juice carrots, which are high in fiber, good for the eyes, good for the immune system, good for the digestive system, because we do have to keep our digestive system clear. Ginger is something that everybody should have in their arsenal. And lemons. I buy lemons all the time. When I go to the grocery store, even when I have an abundance of lemons in my refrigerator, I just buy more. I buy lemons and I buy grapefruits because they're very high in vitamin C, and they're really excellent for boosting the immune system and for helping to detoxify the body. Ginger is very, very, very powerful. It's excellent for respiratory health, and I love to juice my ginger and then add my lemon juice to my ginger, and I can pour that in my dishes. I can pour that in my water, make some warm water or just room temperature water and drink that, or make a tea out of it. So you must have that, and also garlic. Garlic is antiviral, antibacterial, just like ginger and so many other things. Um, so I mentioned lemon, I mentioned celery, grapefruit. So those are the things that, and you can research more, that there's a whole host of things. One of the things that I would recommend in terms of herbs that you can get, ashwagandha. The second thing that I was going to start to get into is emotional health and stress. Ashwagandha is an herb that's also called an adaptogen. And that just means that it helps the body to adapt to stress. So whatever the body needs to bring the stress levels down, the adaptogenic herbs help the body to do that. So ashwagandha is something that I would recommend that you add to your arsenal, and also licorice root. Licorice root is an herb that cleanses the lungs. So whether you have respiratory problems, respiratory illnesses, or whether you're just a really healthy person, I recommend right now that you start looking into licorice root. If you have high blood pressure, you may be contraindicated for it, but other than that, licorice root is great for respiratory health. Now, for emotional health, I mentioned the ashwagandha to help to relieve the stress. And one of the other things I want to talk about in terms of stress is the fear factor. So it's springtime, and everybody's already under a tremendous amount of stress because of COVID-19 flu virus that's going around. And then on top of that, here comes spring, and here comes the pollen. So when pollen is high, which it is right now, we start feeling sore throats, we start feeling congestion in the chest, and that just sends off all kinds of alarms in an already stressed, body and mind. So what I want to say to you all is relax, relax. Don't let your imaginations get carried away. I was out walking the other day and I started feeling a little sore throat and congestion. And when I came in, I had tea and it went away. And then I went out again the next day and I felt that kind of congestion. And I started to realize, every time I go outside, I feel this congestion and this little sore throat. And it's the pollen. It's just the pollen in the air. It's springtime. And that is just a sign that we need to really boost our immune systems. So, and my recommendations for boosting the immune system are things that you can follow. Now I'm getting ready to recommend that you get out and take nature walks and get out there and just kind of take in that pollen. Sometimes we just have to be in nature so that we can allow nature to help us to develop a strong immune system. Americans have really, as I said, really compromised immune systems from bad diets, not spending enough time in nature, spending way too much time on devices that really have a negative effect on our immune system. So take a break from the devices, folks. Get off the news feed. Find out what you absolutely have to know, and then get off the news feed and get out in nature. Get out and take a walk. Take your children out for a walk. I know, right now there's restrictions on how we can move about, but honestly, if you're out taking a walk by yourself, I don't think anybody's going to mess with you. And do it in the daytime. Do it early when the sun is coming up so that you can get that dose of vitamin D. You need that sunshine. You need that nature to help you heal. And then if you have a yard, get out in your yard. Sit at the foot of a tree. Just get yourself connected with nature. This is very important. Humanity has done a lot of destructive. We've had a lot of destructive behavior patterns, and we've done a lot of damage to nature. This is what I'm trying to say. We have done a lot of damage to nature and to Mother Earth. So we really need to start re-establishing a connection to our Earth Mother. So get in the creative mode, tap into your creative energy. Mother Earth is about creative energy, creative life force energy, and we have creative energy flowing through us. We just have to find out how to tap into that. Maybe, it's singing and dancing. That's uplifting. That's really healthy for all of us. Singing and dancing, maybe painting, reading a good inspirational book. Do something that really uplifts you, and stay away from the negative content. Stay away from all violent content. Anything that you're going to watch on Amazon and Netflix and your shows and things, just, kind of stray away from that. Look for really inspirational content and leave the rest of it alone. We really need to raise our life condition, raise our awareness, and raise our sense of well-being. So stay away from violent content. One more thing I'm going to say about that I forgot to mention is water. Water is essential, folks. It is absolutely essential. We need water to stay healthy. We need to be consuming lots and lots of water to keep our bodies hydrated. We need to really establish a sacred connection with water. Now, I talked about the grocery store situation, and water may be one of those things that you may or may not be able to get your hands on. You may not be able to go to the grocery store and keep buying those plastic bottles of water and keep putting more plastic into the environment. But what you can do is you can take your money and invest in a distiller or a triple filtration, 7-stage filtration system, or even a reverse osmosis system. I think the least expensive out of those systems is a distiller. You can distill about a gallon of water every 3 hours with an inexpensive system, but it is so well worth the money for you to be able to take charge of your water and have good, pure, drinking water for you and for your children, for your family. So look into taking charge of your water. And then lastly, I want to talk about mind, body, spirit. I want to talk about the spiritual aspect. Go deep, sit with yourself. This is a good time to be quiet, to go into meditation. Take 5-10 minutes. If you're not a meditator, 5 or 10 minutes in the morning and sit in quietude. Just sit with no thoughts. Leave your thoughts, your beliefs, your problems, everything outside the door just for 5 or 10 minutes. And sit and just be a blank slate and let the divine commune with you. And try doing it again in the afternoon. And then again before you go to bed. Let that be the last thing that you do. I'm telling you, it will really expand your consciousness and open you up to a whole vaster sense of who you are and a sense of connection. So practice meditation. Yoga and breath work is really great. Breath work is really important because it cleanses the lungs. You can do breath of fire, which I'll do a video later and demonstrate breath of fire. It's a very lung cleansing breath, and also lion breath with the tongue out and rapid breathing. That is a very powerful respiratory cleanser. And that's what we need. It also purifies the blood, cleanses the blood. So breath work is very powerful and very helpful in these times where people are experiencing respiratory distress. The other thing I would say is if you have a partner, somebody that you live with, take turns and give yourselves massages and care for yourselves. The touch therapy is very, very healing, very soothing, and we need more touch therapy. A lot of people are experiencing, I know, a lot of isolation because they're alone, but even you can do touch therapy on yourself, and really help to, reduce some stress, hit some stress points that you have, but really use some relaxation methods, and also prayer. Prayer is very, very powerful as well. Do powerful prayer though. Powerful prayer. Push yourself into a more expanded way of praying. Pray for humanity. Pray for the happiness and for the health of all humanity. Pray for world peace. Pray for all of us as a global society to get the healing and the awakening that we need. That is a powerful prayer, and that is what we all need. So, this is Leumeria Kumara. I love you all. I wish you health and happiness, and that you safely navigate through these turbulent waters. And if you treat yourself holistically, mind, body, and spirit, I think that you will be fine. This is, I think, the lesson that the universe is trying to teach us, is that we need to really reconnect with ourselves, and we really need to reconnect with Mother Earth, and we really need to start to establish a sense of respect for the planet that we live on, for the mother that nurtures us and provides us with everything that we have. So, peace and love, and I will see you on my next video where I will demonstrate breath work. Okay? Have a magical day, everybody. Bye-bye.